Greetings, Earthlings, Wisdom Keepers, Wisdom Seekers. Welcome back to Wisdom Drops, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tanya, and today I'm joining you from this beautiful river in order to share with you and this view. Can we talk about this view? Like, oh my God! To talk about the significance of a daily practice. And there are mosquitoes out here, so if I'm like anti-message and like kill a mosquito, forgive me, because they're little vampires and I honestly don't know the reason for their incarnation. You feel? I just don't know. If you know, let me know, because I want to know why they exist besides being little vampires. So the point of this is to share my personal practice with you in like a few minutes, and just to like maybe encourage you to listen to my other video where I talk about like actually integrating a spiritual practice into your life, no matter what that looks like for you. Okay, for me, every single day this is what I do, and it's important that I do this for me because I do feel like I am kind of a channel for divinity in certain ways without my ego involved in it. I just feel like the reason I'm here, one of the reasons I'm here, is to be a spokesperson, if you will, of the divine, of the aspects of divinity that need words to be articulated. And so that's a big thing, and I think any one of us, I just want to clarify, can be that person. But for me, I feel my connection with that. So every day this is what I do. And if you want to hear more of my vids, which are more usually astrology oriented but definitely like in this vein, okay, subscribe, because I do put out the daily vids, okay, on this topic. A moth just like flew in my mouth. They're like, you talk for who? But point being, what I do daily is prayer. And after I do my meditation is when I do my prayer. So and after my yoga is when I do my meditation. So every day I have this very intentional thing, and sometimes the order of it does change, but I do have like tea, and I've been weaning myself off of coffee, and I have coffee at different points in my life. I'm gonna do a separate video on that, so like check it out. Be sure you subscribe, because I do talk about it, and it's funny because it's real. And if you are a coffee drinker or have ever been a coffee drinker, you're gonna like recognize a lot of truths in that video that I do. But moving on, every day I have my tea, and then I move forward with my yoga, and I have a set ritual. I do like 22 asanas, or sun salutations rather, of different kind of like flowing gestures that really support my consciousness and my connection with divinity. And then from there I do my meditation, as I said, and I do 11 minutes of that minimum every day, and then I do my prayer and intention setting, okay, after that. And then I pull my oracle cards for the day, and from there I'm usually good to go and floating on. And that whole time takes me on a very low end, if I'm doing like speedy, like an hour. If I'm doing that like much longer, it can take as long as 3 hours if I'm really like allowing myself to have the time to do that. And that like feels really good when I'm in a big long yoga session and I like have the time to really stretch out everything in my body. And it also, like, the thing people don't realize about yoga is that yoga is not just physical, it is spiritual and it is emotional. So when you're breathing to these gestures that are opening up your body, they're also opening up your energy circuits to work better. They're also opening up your receiving channels to the divine energy that every being on this planet has the opportunity to access, right? And so I try to remain a pure channel for that information to flow through me, and I find that through this diligent daily practice, which I do even when I don't feel like doing it. Okay, if I'm on my cycle, there's some days I don't feel like doing it. If I'm just feeling lazy or tired because I've been working on big projects and I'm a landscaper, and I just don't feel like doing it, I still do it. And it's like I might do a shortened version of it, but I'm still going to do my 22 asanas, my 22 sun salutations rather. I'm still going to do my 11 minutes of prayer, and I'm still going to, or meditation rather, and I'm still going to do my prayer, and I might not do my oracle cards, and I might not bring as many crystals to the party to like have that little intention setting. I might make it a little more short, sweet, easy to just digest for the day. But ultimately my body feels better. Why do I do it? That's a good question. Why? Because my body feels better. My consciousness feels better. My words come out smoother. My relationships are more harmonious, okay? I'm able to articulate things to myself even that like were otherwise hidden or not in my consciousness. And so like when you provide yourself that, really all that is, friend, is this, an expression of self-love. Even I talked about in my previous video examples of just having tea time, and tea time is a sacred time. Sitting down and vibing with a tree for 5 minutes every day, that is sacred time. Don't let nobody tell you what ain't sacred. If you feel it's sacred, it's sacred, you know, and whatever it is for you, that's your own personal relationship. That's really what the point of this video is. I want to encourage you to foster that intention to the divine with more intentionality, with a little bit more energy, because ultimately what you put in is what you get out. And if you're putting in spiritual connection with the forces beyond just yourself that you know you are a manifestation of, you're going to be linking back in with that force and with that universal power and that universal truth and that universal energy. Because any runner out there knows that there is such a thing as runner's high. Well, I'm going to go a step further and say there's something called a spiritual high, and you don't have to be like a Pentecostal to feel it, but like you also like don't have to be like an intense yogic master who's like putting in an hour and a half every day of like super intense yoga. You can literally be a person who spends 5 minutes every day vibing with a tree, sit your butt down on a tree, on the root of that tree, and feel the strength and feel the ancient wisdom of that tree that predates you, that predates any incarnated being on this planet. It is source energy. And when you connect with that regularly and you yoke yourself to that regularly, you become more in tune with that force and you become more in benefit with the fruits that spirit has to offer. So this is me on my soapbox, Tanya, and if you want a reading from me, I do give a pretty deep astrology reading. If you thought this was deep, no, it's wisdomdropsallz's@gmail.com. And thank you for all the love. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the video. If you found it useful and you think a friend of yours needs to hear this and sharing it with them, thank you for that. So with that said, my friend, until next time and through next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.